If you want to add a gradient colored border on a button like this, then you will need some plugins or CSS code to get this effect. But what if I told you that in WordPress, there is a simple way to get a gradient colored border on a button without any plugin and without any CSS code? So let me show you how. Okay, now I'm in the Gutenberg editor. The first thing you need to do is to add a block called cover. Just place the cursor anywhere on the editor and then type /cover. We are going to add this block into the editor. Now you can select any color for this cover. Don't worry, we are going to change that later. So I'm going to pick red. Okay, that looks great. Now you have to add another block, which is the button block. Just type /buttons and add the buttons block. Now you can type something for this button. Let's try contact me. I will also add some character. Now that looks great. The next thing we need to do is to make this button wider. I mean 100% wider. To do that, just go to block, settings, and under the width settings, select 100%. You can also go to styles and you can change the size of the text. You can also add some radius. Let's say I'm going to set it to be 100 pixel and I'm going to increase the size to large. Okay, that looks perfect. But since this is a button, you might also want to add hyperlink to it. So I'm going to click on the link and I'm going to type a web URL. Okay, that looks great. Okay, now we are ready to make the cover to be gradient. And after that, we should be able to modify it to look like a border. So click on the cover and then go to styles. And you can go to overlay to change the gradient color. So there are many presets, but I do not recommend using any of these presets. What I recommend is using a tool like uigradient.com. This is my go-to place when it comes to choosing a professional gradient color. There are plenty of options to choose, but in this example, I'm going to use this color. Just copy the color code that is available on the top side of the website. I'm going to select this and then go back to WordPress and I'm going to click this control point and I'm going to paste the color code. So repeat the same process for the other color code. Let's go back to UI gradients. I'm going to select the second color. If you are choosing more than 2 colors, then you can actually just click on the color slider and it will automatically add another control point and you can paste the color after that. Okay, let's continue for the final color. All right, you can also change the angle. For example, I'm going to change this to, let's say, 45 degrees. Okay, I think that looks great. Now we can continue editing the cover. What I'm going to do is to add border radius for this cover. I'm going to set it similar to the border radius of the button, which is 100 pixel. And after that, I'm going to set the minimum height of the cover to be 20%. Let me change the parameter to, let's say, percentage. Okay, 20% is usually the minimum you can get, but don't worry, even though this one looks really thick, it can be changed later. Go to padding, let's say the top and bottom padding. I'm going to change the value to be, let's say, 5 pixel and continue to the left and right padding. Usually you want to keep the number to be the same, but what I found is it's better to increase the number for the left and right padding to be 1 or 2 pixel higher, because I think that looks a lot better. If I enter 5 pixels as well, it looks slightly thinner compared to the top and bottom border. So I'm going to change the number to 6 pixels, and I think that looks a lot more proportional. So that's basically how you can create a colorful gradient border on a button. Now there is another thing that I can show you here. You might have noticed that the button is probably too big or too wide, and if you go back on my example here, I have the button to be slightly smaller. It is in the middle and there is a big area on the left and the right side of the button. I think this is pretty much how people usually present a CTA button on their website. And we can get the same effect here. To do that, just go back on the editor, and what you need to do is click on the button and then click here, click again, and just click twice. And that basically will select all the content. It will select the cover and also the buttons block as well. And after that, you can click the options menu and then click copy. Now we can add another block called column. We're going to use that to make the button smaller. After that, let's say I place the cursor here. I'm going to type slash columns. And then there are many options here, but what I usually use is 25, 50, and then 25. So basically, this type of column will have much larger area in the middle, and that's what I want to achieve here. Let's select this one, and then you will see that there are 3 areas. 1, 2, 3. Notice that the middle one is much larger. Click on it, and then you can start pressing Ctrl V on the keyboard to paste the button. Now the button is pretty much looks similar to what I have presented here. You can also make the button smaller. Just click on it and then go to styles, and you can change the typography to maybe medium, and that's it. I think that looks really great. But let's see what it's going to look like on the live page. Okay, and that's it. I think that looks awesome. So that's pretty much how you can create a colorful gradient border on your button. In my opinion, this colored border is a lot more attractive than just a simple button. But you can also apply a gradient effect into the button itself. So if you want to make your button to look like this, check out this video and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.